NWF Army, we just concluded Summer Sizzler 2022, and I wish I could describe everything that happened fully so you could experience it, but to get the full experience, you have to be here in person. Isn't that right, AJ?
I mean, seriously, it was the Summer Sizzler, the most incredible night of NWF action all calendar year. And oh my gosh, we had a lot of incredible matchups, including the Tag Team Turmoil matchup, where 4 teams competed for the #1 contendership of the tag team titles.
That's right, AJ. It was a real 4-way slobber knocker, if I do say so myself. But in the end, King Titan and Sean Evans ended up coming out on top, or as they are now known as Into Madness.
That's right, the #1 contenders. And we had another incredible 4-way match. This, of course, was the Battle of the Bad Boys. And this determined the #1 contender for the Tri-State Championship.
And this was everything that the name describes it to be. We had Nasty Russ, we had SOB, we had DC, we had Jack Phoenix. But in the end, Sinclair Octavius Bentley came out on top, and he will have his shot to potentially regain the Tri-State title.
That's right. I'm sure Jesse Hyde was watching very, very closely. And then we had the respect match. No love loss between the Swinger and Mr. Destiny.
No doubt about that. We also saw a moment where Swinger almost could have lost his mustache again. But in the end, he threatened to cut off Destiny's locks, his hair, one of the most precious things to him. And he finally said, "I respect you" to Swinger, and Swinger nabbed the victory.
And then, of course, the Pompano Joe open challenge to any wrestler outside of the NWF, and the answer to that challenge was none other than the Prophet of Pain, Amos.
That's right. It was a grueling match, and honestly, I've never seen an opponent who could go toe-to-toe with Pompano like that before. But, as it said, he's the Prophet of Pain, not the Prophet of seeing the future, so he couldn't see that everybody's homie, Pompano Joe, ended up coming on top.
And then, of course, we got to talk about this match. I mean, it was James Cross and Savannah Sweet teaming up against Riley Matthews and Christopher Michael Lotus, and I was the special guest referee.
You see my face lighting up because I'm very proud of you. You were unbiased, and you did an excellent job reffing. Now, this was insanity. I was on the edge of my seat. And in the end, despite everything that James Cross and Savannah Sweet tried to pull, all the trickery, the shenanigans, Christopher Michael Lotus and Riley Matthews ended up on top.
That's right. And then the Women's Revolution title was on the line. It was Big Mama. It was Ella. And was the Scream Queen going to be okay going into this matchup?
Oh, for those who weren't here, this match was highly anticipated. We knew that Ella had damage done to her throat, but she was medically cleared to wrestle, of course. But the match went on and on. We thought the Big Mama had the upper hand. She got a chair. But then, in the final act of the match, Ella unleashed the Scream and got the win.
Right, you are retaining that Women's Revolution Championship, and we had the dog collar match. The Mad Dog David Tyler versus Beck Reeves.
Now, this was just something that I don't recommend the children watch because it was brutal between the two of these men in the ring. And for a while, Beck Reeves had the upper hand. And I thought for a second he was going to get the pin. But when referee Beans was distracted, Dakota Wolf made his return after being gone for so long and ended up helping Mad Dog David Tyler get the win on Beck Reeves.
That's right. And then the tag team titles were on the line. It was Noah Gabriel and the Prodigy Kobe Kane taking on the champions, Andrew and Joshua. But remember, there were 2 referees.
This is correct. We want to make sure there's going to be no shenanigans on Joshua's part within this match, hence the 2 referees. And I got to tell you, I'm glad we did because they tried a few times. However, we got to remember the drama that was going on with Nikki Victory being his personal servant going into this, and Joshua trying to use her multiple times, including in this match. But, of course, thanks to the 2 referees, that didn't happen. However, we ended up getting new tag team champions tonight in Kobe Kane and Noah Gabriel, which is amazing. But we finally saw Josh get his comeuppance as he was distracted and focused too much on Nikki Victory, causing Andrew Reed to get perturbed, trying to pull him away, but Josh struck him, and then Andrew turned his back and began to strike back at Joshua. And then Commissioner Cat came out. Chris Harris told Nikki Victory that she was finally free. The contract was up. 90 days had been done, and then she let Joshua know how she felt about the past 3 months.
I mean, I got to recap what just happened in that match because it was so much. We have new tag team champions, the Prodigy Kobe Kane and Noah Gabriel. And then Joshua turning his back on Andrew Reed, which made Andrew Reed give some much-needed payback to Joshua. And Nikki Victory's 90-day contract is up. I mean, how much can you fit into a single match? And speaking of things, in matches we had the triple threat main event. It was the Star Rider. It was Rex. It was Hollywood Adam Swayze for the heavyweight title.
I was practically standing up for this entire match, AJ. My goodness, no love lost between any of these three men, especially with Star Rider and Rex's friendship seemingly being at the end before even going into this match. And then Hollywood Adam Swayze, the champion at the time. But despite all odds, we ended up seeing Swayze trying to use the bell on Star Rider. Rex jumped in the way and took the blunt of the object. But we also had a surprise interference from Chiron. Chiron is back.
We haven't seen him in the NWF in years, and he attacked Rex. It was insane.
It was insanity. But against all of those odds, Star Rider landed the Galaxy Splash and got the win. We have a new NWF heavyweight champion.
The Summer Sizzler was an incredible event. I mean, seriously, it was amazing. Let's head now to some words from these NWF superstars.
Saturday in Fairfield on the 27th, I'm stepping into the ring with Kayla Cassidy. And this isn't just any normal day for me. This is my first match as a free woman. So Kayla, don't take it personal, but I have a lot of built-up anger that I need to get out. So Saturday, I'm going to show you why my name is Nikki Victory.
Yeah, dog. Titan, Sean, congratulations, guys, on your victory tonight. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling is a funny word, my friend, because I can feel the winds of change.
Hey, boys, I just want to be one of the first to congratulate you, #1 contenders. You will be receiving a shot against the new champions, Noah Gabriel, Prodigy Kobe Kane.
I'm scared.
But I want to take you back to Fairfield a few months back. When I came out to help one of the new champs, Noah Gabriel, from a beatdown from you guys. I believe you sort of instigated a little bit on me, kind of agitated. I guess what I want to say is, you know, there are consequences for your actions. I don't forget. So this Saturday in Fairfield, you challenged me. When I accept, I always have a mafia behind me.
What is that? I mean, there's a storm brewing?
I said mafia, you idiot. What do you think that means? What are you doing? Go buy me a beer.
Go, come on.
I said mafia. I think, man.
NWF Army, what we just saw was a little bit strange. I mean, it was Wildcat Chris Harris, the commissioner, confronting Into Madness, and he seemed to mention something about a possible tag match and like a mafia of some sort being behind him. And, well, we don't have much information at this point, but when we know more, NWF Army, you will know more too.
And I can't wait to figure that out myself, AJ. But we do know for certain next week, August 27th, Saturday, we will be at the Swine City Brewing in Fairfield, Ohio. The doors open at 6 o'clock, and then the bell rings at 7 p.m. Make sure you get your tickets at nwfwrestling.com. And the card, AJ, the card is stacked. To start off, we're going to have Nikki Victory versus Kayla Cassidy.
Quite an exciting match coming from the Women's Revolution division. And, of course, we have to talk about the matchup between, well, referee Beans and MCE's Anika, and of course a lot of things going into that match. Going to be quite interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not too sure what to make of it myself. Can't wait to see it. But it's going to be a very MCE-saturated event, AJ, because not only do we have that match, but we also have MCE versus Bad Dudes. I can't believe it.
I mean, it's going to be an incredible tag team matchup, and of course we'll have many, many more matches at the Swine City Brewery. Once again, doors open at 6 with a 7 o'clock bell time. Buy those tickets at nwfwrestling.com. And of course, After the event, we'll head to Buffalo Wings and Rings for the official after party. We'll see you next Saturday night in Fairfield, Ohio.
August 27th, Swine City Brewery, Fairfield, Ohio. MCE versus the Bad Dudes. You two go way back. You've been through it all. But me and Chris Demise, we are on top of our game. You guys might be the bad dudes, but we're badder. We're bigger. We're richer. And on August 27th, we're going to be the winners.
And that's the truth. The baddest dudes aren't the ones that act bad. They're the ones that are bad and the ones that's got all the money. August 27th, you both will meet your demise.